Hey, I'd like to say welcome to Cleo Tetrault, um, who is joining us today. Cleo is an RMT and I would say, a gifted entrepreneur because she is the owner of Panacea Wellness as well as Comox Wellness Collective, and I hear she's got a new venture on the go. So I'm looking forward to hearing about that. Congrats on all these sort of visions coming to fruition. Good for you.
Thanks. Yeah, I can't sit still for very long. So when obviously we're not working as massage therapists at the moment, that there was an opportunity within our community. So I thought I would fill a void that's happening right now. And so yeah, that's kind of where the newest venture came from. But yeah, it's kind of rolling with things as they come up, right? And seeing the need and where we can be of assistance right now. So.
I love that. That's great. And I mean, you were quick, girl.
Yeah, it's a little nuts. I'm like, yeah, we kind of whipped it around in like a 2-week period. So it's crazy. But I mean, obviously our vendors and farmers are really looking to have that kind of matchmaking of the customer right now and trying to connect people to local food. And I think even more so with this being such a worldwide thing, we feel the need to keep things within our community even more so. So I think there's probably always been a need for something like this type of product, but now we're just kind of seeing that immediate need of especially accessibility to good local food too. So and getting things directly to people's doorsteps. So yeah, the idea is it's called Love Local Food Co, and we are offering a weekly local food box. So it's all local vendors and farmers from the Comox Valley, and we're basically the connection to the customer right now. So we are offering a like essentials box, and there's a few add-on products you can do as well. And it includes, Honey Grove bread, which is amazing, and we have natural pastures cheese and Gunter's meats, and we have local veggies, and I know I'm forgetting people right now, but yeah, so a whole slew of stuff, and it's about $80 a box, and then you can add on like roasting coffee, and we have a connection with 40 Knots Winery where you can get your wine delivered with your box, and Land and Sea beer. So we're just kind of trying to match make everyone and bring everything into an accessible way, and it's a no contact order and delivery process, so that it promotes that social distancing that we should all be doing right now. So yeah.
Yes, and such a nice way to support you as a business owner in the valley, also to support all our local food vendors, and we're really lucky in the valley to have such a good cross section of people and farmers providing food for us. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Like we want to keep our money in the valley and our thriving market of things that can operate right now. And unfortunately, our wellness fields, we're so hands-on, literally, that we cannot be operational at the moment. So, what thrives a lot of business owners and wellness, especially, is that we want to help people. So this is a way we can reach people in a different way and assist them right now in the time of need. So, yeah, it's a little crazy, but but all good things come out of a crazy moment, I think, of invention and discovery, and kind of entrepreneurial brain does not turn off, as I'm sure you're aware, Rachel. It just keeps on thriving, and it's not easy to sit still and watch where you see a need happening. So it was worth the risk and the fun of kind of pulling this all together. And we have obviously amazing partners in the community that are making it a lot easier for us to pull this out so quick. So thank you everyone for your patience with that. But yeah, it's been fun so far. First delivery will be April 10th. So we're about halfway through our sales for the first box, but it'll be weekly as well. So you can sign up online for all the weekly boxes for April already.
Okay. And there, I think I did look through the website, which is it is love. Can you tell me what the website?
Loveyourlocalfood.com.
Okay. And I think there was some options, like you said, the add-in options, but I think there was some options to do bi-weekly as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's lots of options through there. So check out the website so that you can see what works.
Yeah, for sure.
Yay. And so your clinic is closed. Your clinic in the center. Yep.
Yeah.
And how do you see that evolving? has to be going.
Yeah. So, well, just to be clear as well, the Plum Midwifery is still operating out of the collective. So they are still, obviously, they're an essential service because
Yeah.
babies are coming, whether we have a pandemic or not.
Yeah.
So kudos to them for obviously providing that amazing service in the Valley. I know it's difficult to be the only ones out there sometimes. So, and there's, lots of essential service workers that are working their bums off right now. But yes, Panacea and obviously Sarah Clement from Growing Bodies Wellness, we're all kind of closing our doors until we hear that it's safe for us to open again. It's obviously heart-wrenching as a business owner to have to do that. Obviously, we feel our social responsibility to make sure that we are doing our part to flatten the curve in our community. And I think it's obviously, if it was just our choice, obviously I'd still make that choice any day just to support our community and making sure that the spread is contained. But yeah, it's like what I said earlier, we find a lot of value in helping people. So it is hard on the heart to, not be able to offer that every day. I really genuinely love what I do and what we provide as a clinic to our community and our clients. And I know I've gotten so many personal messages, I'm sure you have as well, just from people being like, I miss you and I want your hands. And I'm like, I wish I could give you them, but I can't. So, you kind of have that moment of like, I to be completely honest, you feel a little useless in the beginning because a lot of your value is put into your day-to-day work. And hence why what came out of it was Love Local Food Co. right now, and that will be a service we keep on providing even after this pandemic ends. So hopefully it is valued in our community too. But yeah, I think it's, you have your moments, and especially as a business owner too, of having to be that leader for our practitioners and to be guidance for what's the next steps, how are we going to survive this as a business. And I think there's lots of good resources out there, but I think where I've found the most support is talking to other business owners like yourself and just saying like, how are you doing? Like, are you surviving this? How are you making out? What can I do to support you? And I think we are so busy in our day-to-day lives that we don't always have those very genuine human conversations of vulnerability, and we're all vulnerable right now. So it's not just one clinic taking a hit of financially having a problem of, they had a water flood. That's a very different scenario than what we're all going through and having to experience right now. So even our online community, like we have such great resources that way of, local business owners groups and things like that. Or, we have a BC RMT page that is very helpful. I'm on a small business group on Facebook that, everyone's just very much like hurting for each other right now, but there's also that like, we will get through this stronger. And I think that's where I've found some, kind of, I don't know what's the word. Like hope in it all, I suppose, of like, we're all in this together, and, financially it's a stress on everyone. And obviously not ideal to not be able to open your doors. But I think knowing that we're all in this together has some kind of common hope to it too. I don't know if you found it too.
Absolutely. Yeah. And feeling all those feels. And but really it is beautiful. I mean, I have been so busy since I started the process of opening my studio in the beginning of December. And so one of the things, if I can sort of find some silver linings in the situation, is I really was able to identify, I haven't had time to reach out and touch base with other practitioners, I think that we're so lucky in the Comox Valley to have such a wealth of fabulous practitioners, a lot of which are really open to working together and creating a team of wellness for all the great people in the Valley. So this is how this was sort of birthed in terms of being able to like take that time. Okay, well, here we are. Full stop. What would I like to do, and how would I like to connect? And because connection is a really important thing for me, and my clients have been also really great about connecting and lots of lovely words and kindness all around from all different directions. So that's really amazing to see. It's quite if I could take the time, clearly have the time. So taking the time to really sit, and how lucky we are around all around. So
Yeah, I agree. I think with this, obviously it's a very like, it's a sad negative thing when you think of like the whole thing,
Yeah.
obviously. But there's a lot of really amazing positives that are coming out of this, including just in our own little worlds of like what we put value on in the past
Mhm.
little bit. And just slowing that down and really having the time to do things like creating habits, which is something I would love to chat about. It's just like, like if you love having dinner with your family every night and you haven't done that in 3 months, like that needs to be a part of your world. And
Right.
like finding those things that we often take for granted so much, and like our human connection is one of those, and our
Mhm.
touch is one of those. So obviously it's a huge impact on my world as a massage therapist and just wellness practitioner in general of, touch. We should not be scared of touch after all of this as well. I just want to say that too. It's like once we are okay to go back to our lives, that that human connection is what we're all thriving right now,
Mhm.
or missing right now, sorry,
Yeah.
so much. And we need to put value on that, and that includes options like how we are in group settings, which we are missing right now. Like
Mhm.
classes are so different when you're working out in your home space versus you have that group mentality of people around you and that support system. And I think with technology these days, like it's amazing we can have as much connection as we can right now. Like I'm from Nova Scotia originally, and most of my family is on the east side of the country, and like I've chatted with them more in the last 3 weeks here than I have in probably the past 3 years of living out here, just
Yeah.
because it's just you have the time. I'm such a busy person, and I know I'm not putting as much value and time aside for that connection as I need to be. And so that's something in my world that's going to be changing as a good result of this, is just like the way we reach out to one another, the time we make for one another, and setting aside that space for whatever that looks like for connection of the people that you can't be physically with all the time, right?
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a good spin, is notice the things that are good in this situation and then how can we carry them forward, as yeah, uh, because we have an opportunity. I've talked to lots of people about this, an opportunity to create something new out of this
Yeah,
situation. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, to really assess and then take forward with us those important pieces. That's great.
Yeah, like they say it takes 21 days to make a habit. And, we probably have 21 more days, unfortunately, everyone. But, like we have that time to really take a good, like, audit of your life. Like, where are you missing that, whether it's your finances or your physical health or your mental health or your emotional health or, all of those aspects of what makes up our well being and happiness. Like,
Yeah.
where is there the missing links right now? And like we will never probably have another opportunity to really take a time out like this in life. And obviously it's like there's a lot of people who are very sick out there, and that's not to compromise that at all. But those that are well at home right now and are social distancing to flatten the curve, take that time to be able to look at your life. And maybe it's like you're missing fun. You're so in the grind every day that you're not like laughing enough with your friends and family, and like that could be all that needs to be done.
Yeah.
That's maybe everything else in your life is perfect, just laugh more, whatever that looks like. But I think it's like we have a really great opportunity to create some really great habits and carve out that time for ourselves. And our lives are crazy. I mean, myself included. Like I mean, third business on the go right now, so I don't always take the time for myself, included
Yeah.
in that. So I am also doing that of just this is my work time, this is my me time, this is my dog time, this is everything, right? So
Yeah.
really, like it's just the planning out of your life and what's priorities, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. And we like to build from the ground up, really. Like
Yeah.
as in life we get snowballed into busyness.
Yes.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
scale that back and build
Yeah.
from the ground up what we want.
Yeah.
That's great.
Definitely. Yeah.
Um, do you see the industry, your industry, wellness in general, changing how it does things as we do get back to our new normal?
Yeah. I think obviously like the amount of online options are not going to go away probably after this. I think people have built those followings in different ways, and like people like the flexibility of potentially like having a Zoom class that they view from their home at night that they can replay at like 8 o'clock at night when they have the time to not actually physically make it to the class. I think
Yeah.
those possibilities are awesome. I think with massage therapy, I think if anything, we've taken it for granted for a long time of that we just have accessibility to people in touch and healing that way. So people have found new ways to, get their lacrosse ball in certain areas and stretch and move, and how much better they feel with just, movement every day. Sometimes we depend on our practitioners that are hands-on in the, wellness health fields to fix us, and that's not our job. So I really hope that people feel that they can balance out their worlds of just like movement. Motion is lotion, right? Move every day and you're probably going to feel a lot better no matter what. So if you're sitting on your butt through this whole thing, you're probably going to feel pretty crappy when you come out of it. So I really hope people are valuing that movement every day. And like, it can be yard work. It can be, walking around your neighborhood. It doesn't have to be something that's putting yourself at risk in any way, but, and I hope it doesn't, but, and great classes online for people. And so I think that it's just shifting our mindset to more of an online basis. I think massage therapy, I think it will be hard for people to feel comfortable being touched again, because, when you haven't had something for a while, it's kind of that period in between. But we're here to support you through that and to give you reassurance once we do get the okay. And obviously that might be a little while still, that, it's touch is healing, and we really want to enforce that, we're here to support you in that. And hopefully you'll see the value in that too. And I think people have, just from what I've heard, they're like, I want a massage right now. But like, you can't. But I appreciate you missing me too. I miss you too. So. Yeah.
And it's also, people hopefully can take this time too to find a little bit of accountability in how they do feel, right? I like your point about how people tend to sort of rely on practitioners or health professionals, and we are here to support you and to help you, but your journey, and we'll be here when this is done, but take an opportunity to really take accountability and be proactive in how you feel.
Yeah, like what can you actually do right now for yourself versus like, it's really easy to book a massage appointment or a physio appointment or a chiropractic appointment, but to actually do your home care because you have time to do it right now. It's like that will make a difference in your healing process. And half of our healing process, as you probably are very aware of, is our mental state of that. So what our mentality is around our healing process and whether we're capable of healing, right? So I think it's just, that shift happening of maybe the reliance on physical practitioners and our treatments on a regular basis is like, I really hope that shifts for people, because I would love to offer more to more people when they really need it versus, having people have that weekly reliance on us when they're not taking the accountability of their own health too. So not to say that massage therapy isn't something that you should get on a regular basis. It's just how you're using massage therapy and other physical therapies to aid in yours. We're supposed to be there as like a tool, just like any other thing, but not going to fix you. We're not here to fix you. So,
and imagine if you knew at a deep level that your body had the capability to heal, right? If you knew that your body could do everything that you wanted it to do, and then you put that trust in it, then your piece and my piece is just to optimize that, right? That it's not going from backwards and a little step forward, but rather you have the trust in your body and the accountability to do your part, and then we can help you get to a whole nother level versus just always doing the wheel, right?
Yeah. Love like the quote, like, get out of your own damn way. Like, it's just like, that's something I think about I would obviously not say that to a client, but now that we're talking candidly, we have the abilities to heal in so many different areas of our life, and a lot of the times one of our components isn't linking, right? And like it's like our mind is holding us back from our body, or our fear is based on, you know, like we're not going back to that physical activity because we're afraid of that pain we felt, right? And that physical, mental, muscle memory and all of that, I mean, there's so much we could get into with that.
Totally.
But I think it's just like being that accountability again of just like get out of your own damn way and just like figure out what's holding you back from healing from whatever injury you have going on. And obviously this isn't across the board. There's a lot of chronic injury that you may not recover from, but maybe it's the mentality of how you view that in your world that needs to shift, right?
Yeah, and or also adding to that, to shift what feels good. You know, we get so focused on what feels bad or what is bad. Let's take a look at the situation. What's bad? What, like all the terribleness. But if we can make that small shift to what is also good, that is gratitude practice, really, ultimately, right? Oh, you know, my legs are taking me for a walk. Great. You know, my arms are doing dishes. It doesn't matter, right? Like just take a moment to really appreciate great things in the situation, or just everything your body does for you, because here we are, right?
Yeah. And like, I think even more so, like taking things down to like the minuscule level of like you said, like my legs are working today. Like I have breath in my lungs. I don't need a ventilator to breathe. Like we are very fortunate to wake up every day with good health and hopefully maintain that, you know, through all of this. So continuing to like stay home and do the things that we can do to maintain our own wellness is actually a gift in itself. We are so lucky to have that capability right now, where there are people in other countries who are at home really hurting at the moment and really suffering. So, you know, I think it's like we really need to see that from not from a lack side of things of like, oh, I'm stuck in my house. Like you are stuck in your beautiful home with a roof over your head and food on your table. And that might be not a reality for a lot of people through this whole thing. So I think it's easy to get wrapped in the negative cycle downward, but we have to take it back to like we're really quite fortunate to have this opportunity to be able to stay home right now, you know.
Agreed.
So,
I love it.
Yeah.
So on that note, do you have a tidbit, a little something to share, an exercise for body, mind, or soul that we can sort of take away from today?
Yeah, I think I just mentioned it a little bit earlier, but like looking at an audit of your life, and maybe that's your physical life, maybe that's your emotional life, mental health. There's so many things. Like maybe you love cooking and you haven't cooked a really genuine great meal. Like look at those things that kind of bring happiness to your world and more balance. Sorry, dog.
Yeah, go with your dog. That's a good one.
But yeah, so those things that make you happy. She wants to steal the show, obviously. But yeah. So those things that make you happy and bring more balance into your world, and how that could integrate into your life after all this, because there will be a time when we get back to our new normal, and what does that look like for you, and how can this be something that's a positive impact on your world and habits going forward. So now that we have that 21 days, maybe it's like you eat really clean, you've lost 5 pounds, you know, do Pilates every day, or you do yoga every day, or whatever sets your soul on fire, you know. And for me, I know I find a lot of pride in providing care for people. So I knew I needed to do something different than massage therapy over the next little bit here. So I can't sit still. So this is what has come out of that. So I think that looks different for everyone, but I think that's the only way we can really survive this, is looking at those things that can support you going forward and create your new normal, and that we're all kind of getting a little reset at the moment. And you know, it's a forced reset, but we're going to do it. So and really just counting your blessings every day. I have which I'd recommend buying. If you can buy it off of Amazon, I think Amazon's still operational at the moment. It's called the 5-Minute Journal. I actually have it right here. I don't know if you've seen this before. It looks like this. It is a gratitude journal. So I'll show you a typical page. Let's see if I can read it there. Can you see that? So it asks you 3 things you're grateful for each day. And then in the bottom, it asks you like, 3 things that were amazing that day, and asks you kind of your daily affirmation. So I'm grateful for, and it gets you to list 3 things, and then what would make today great, and then a daily affirmation, I am blank. And then in the evening, you write in it again and you say 3 things that happened that were amazing that day and how you could have made today even better. So I think those types of practices like that, that makes me wake up with a different mentality every morning and go to bed with a different mentality too, because we can focus on all those things that are lacking, or we can choose to look at what's good in our world and what happened that was great that day. So yeah,
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's great, because this is forced, but we get to choose how we react to it. So that's great. And so let's go through, so lovelocalfoods.ca.
No, so loveyourlocalfood.com. And it's, we have our first order on April 10th will be going out. We have about halfway through our sales in the past 2 days, so it's going really quickly. There is other weeks, so if we sell out this week, then we have the 17th and the 24th, and it'll be weekly ongoing. There'll be little variations in the boxes depending on our food suppliers and like availability of different veggies and things. But for the most part, it's all the staples that you need to kind of get through these times, and it's right to your doorstep, contactless order and delivery, so to really make sure that you stay in your house and stay safe. So yeah, and if you guys have any questions, you can send us a message on the website and everything that way.
Okay, and people can always keep an eye out on Panacea as well website.
Yeah,
and see how things progress there as we get going.
Yeah, so
you'll have a lineup.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep on updating as more information becomes available, but I think it's just like everyone be patient, and we're doing as best as we can. We wish we could work with you too, and it's got to be safe for everyone. So same situation for all, but we're also here as a resource. I said that in my video to our Panacea crew as well, is just, we're here to answer any questions. Like if you have massage therapy questions, acupuncture questions, curious about that home care we gave you 6 months ago, let us know, and we're happy to adjust that too.
And that's through the Panacea website or through Facebook, or how are you?
You can contact us anyway, all of the above. It's panaceawellness.ca is our website, or on Facebook, I believe it's just Panacea at Panacea Wellness. PANACEA for Panacea. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Of course.
And I look forward to seeing your face again soon.
Hopefully in person at some point in the future. But yeah.
Right.
Thanks for chatting. This was fun. And I'm glad you're doing this. This is a great resource for people to see how we can all stay connected too. So great.
Yeah. All right. Have a great day.
Stay well. Bye.